The biggest boogeyman that the mainstream media has right now is basically the alt-right. Or if you're even truly deranged, you are seeing Nazis everywhere. Now, I saw a pretty poignant quote by Stefan Molyneux today. I don't know if it's his original quote, but it's pretty true in my opinion. And that was that the left doesn't fight Nazis; they invent them so they can fight.
You know, I've spoken against white nationalism, but I'm an empiricist. I'm an empiricist. I went to the country. I saw how it was like. We could put something out on social media to have a social gathering, and we actually had the social gathering without bomb threats, without violence, without attacks, without things coming through the window. I've spoken out against white nationalism, but I'm an empiricist. I'm listening.
Right. If only I could disavow this behavior. If only I was strong enough to disavow people putting, allegedly, quick dry concrete into milkshakes, chucking it at people. If only I had intestinal fortitude to disavow. And I don't want to excuse any side. And to be honest with you, if she was on the Daily Stormer, that doesn't necessarily make her the things that they say. Now, if you go by recent history, it's absolutely, with the exception of Charlottesville, and even that is questionable. Somebody did obviously get run over there, and that's disgusting. But I wouldn't. It's hard to know if it was targeted or not. She regularly posts content from VDare, which is a white nationalist blog, and she's been identified disrupting numerous rallies. Again, none of these things have anything to do with Airbnb or their terms of service. As part of the company's widening crackdown on users who espouse nationalism and other forms of hate. I don't know if white nationalism is essentially a hate movement. I assume there are hate elements in it, although I'm not the person, I'm not well-versed on all of their tenets. I don't have to agree with everything that Faith Goldie says. In fact, she's obviously denied being any of these things. The idea that you would ban them only provides extra validity to what they have to say. It creates this air of interest.
With a per capita immigration rate that's roughly twice that of the United States, where 4 out of 5 immigrants are a visible minority, the Great White North is destined to become a majority-minority country in less than a generation, while its overall white population is forecasted to fall like a rock, plunging below 20% in less than a century.
Because if you listen to these people and they're saying, well, everyone's trying to shut me down, right? Everyone's trying to ban me because they don't want me to hear they don't want you to hear what I have to say because it's true. And then when you go ahead and ban these people, it provides a lot of validity to the things that they're saying.
No, but I think that we have a solution. The only way that we're going to get Bethlehem back is if we launch the next crusade.
All you're doing is providing validity to the assertion that they are correct and that people are banning and silencing them for being correct.
Okay, so that's what we'll do. We'll take it over, and then we'll live here. We're not going to just leave. We'll live here. We'll have probably like 5 to 12 children minimum, and we'll do 10% flat tax, tithing basically, and it'll be very attractive for people to come here, and we're going to discriminate based on your religion.
I believe that it only provides additional credibility to them.
And stateside, even with President Trump at the helm, the United States is not being spared from the ongoing, relentless process of population replacement. Due mostly to Hispanic and Asian immigration and the consolidation of already established immigrant populations, whites will be a minority in America in less than 1 generation.
Our enemies are weak and terrified. That's exactly, before I read this tweet, I could have told you that this type of statement would be in here. Now, it's hard to argue with it. My thumbnail said like Marvel's erasing white males. Okay, is it spicy? Yes. Is there some truth to it? Absolutely. And also, Trevor, you're literally from South Africa. Are you really going to say that white people aren't being attacked and killed for being white? Are you going to pretend like there isn't a bill trying to be passed right now to reappropriate white farmers' lands with no compensation? Or did you conveniently leave that part out? The state of how Britain doesn't belong to the Britons anymore, the Brits, and how mass immigration has led to roaming, violent, disgusting humans receiving really no media coverage. You have no-go zones where people can't go, where the government is quietly telling people, hey, if you don't want to get raped, please don't go to these areas. And you're also not allowed to talk about it. So who, I might ask, are the real fascists?